Hey guys, Vex here, and welcome back to Age of Wushu. Now, I was going to show you some of the advanced techniques, but I think that video got a little long, so I think I'll start with the basics before showing you a few of the sets that I've got leveled up. Now, I had to recreate this character basically because they did a server wipe the first time ever to deal with the new expansion. They did it a couple of days ago. So I just recreated the character. It's not like we were too far in, not like we lost anything, and I thought it'd start back where we were with the Tangmen, learning the Tangmen school stuff. So first we will learn ourselves this new inner skill. Just right click and learn that, study that. Now as you can see, it'll want us to pop open our martial arts book, activate it, and we'll cultivate it as well at the same time. Do we have enough silver? No. But we'll level up our 7 limitations manual. That also gives us the first identity of the Tangmen school, which will give us our first outfit. So we'll gain our rewards, we'll go to our character sheet, go to our titles, and go to school, and it's Tangmen Initiate. Now we're a Tangmen Initiate. And you can see how the huge difference it is in HP to put on this compared to the what's-name skill, this internal compared to the self-recollection one. Now I'll click the Tumbuk shirt, which if we change to our identity outfit here, will have us looking like this. I don't think we got this far last time, but we'll finish this quest. I've studied the script. Thank you. Now let's focus on cultivating your martial arts skills. Yes, Shifu. So now we will start learning. Yep, we're already cultivating it. That's kind of left click that. Okay. This is where you practice your martial arts. You can practice it here. We'll just skip the guide and we'll just click here and we'll click here as well. I know we can change narrow road jewel. That doesn't matter. You get here is sort of the self-practice thing. You can do this once a day, and you've got 50 silver, 50 bound silver to spend. You can spend an additional 150. Tails, which I wouldn't recommend, but spending this each day is definitely worth it. And you can see there's 3 different ones, ranges from the cheapest to the most expensive. This will change as you level up and stuff, but for now we'll just spam the hell out of this one. So we'll just keep spamming it until it runs out. You can sort of wait, click, because that sort of... I'm not sure if this spinning sort of thing makes any difference or not. It doesn't seem to, and now we've leveled up 7 limitations to the next level. Turn internal cultivation back on. Go practice, we've still got another 32. And we'll just keep spending it until we can't spend any more, which shouldn't take too long. Once it gets to the high level stuff, it's basically 1 click there and 2 clicks there, and that's it, because you don't even have enough to activate these, except on holidays, when they double this. I think there's like a younger generation or some thing you can pay when you do VIP and you can get like a better VIP, but it's not really that much better. It's just a little bit better. It lets you spend more here, lets you have more bound silver you can spend per day. It really doesn't. And you can learn more meridians. Is it really not? Oh, we've actually run out. How much is left? There's 5 liang. Oh, we don't have enough liang. We don't have enough silver. Right, that's what it is. Okay, that only takes 3 minutes to do it anyway. Okay, we'll just continue this quest. I humbly accept Elder Brother's teachings. Ask him how to use... I'm finished resting. Thank you. I remember the teachings. Oh, here we go. Now we're going to learn some of the skills. Okay, now, this is... please use parry to receive normal attacks from Wang Ping. Where's Wang Ping? There. Wang Ping. Talk to them. I'm ready, let's begin. To block, you just hold right mouse button. Just hold right mouse button and you'll parry. That's all you need to do to parry. You can turn on auto parry as well, but that's kind of dangerous. It's very useful when you're laggy like me, because I'm from, from Australia, so it can be laggy, so auto parry can definitely help you those times when you're not sure when to parry. But just keep in mind it is dangerous. Okay. Okay, let me give it a try. Now we're going to learn a parry skill. After using Embrace the Moon, we got it. Did we get it? No, we haven't got it yet. Okay. I've been using Embrace the Moon. Ah, we've got it here, Embrace the Moon. This is the one you get from the basic set that I showed you before. Each successful parry can reduce damage by 3, so we'll use this. We've got it active, talk to Wang Ping. I'm ready, let's begin. Now parry using Embrace the Moon, which we're already doing, but yeah. Essentially, just to parry, you right-click. A good parry skill is very necessary. Some will be hugely beneficial, others not so much, but it just depends on the set, and sometimes you want to mix up the parry, and you can mix up the parry sets. You can use a parry from a different set, like for my Jade Flute, not Jade Flute, so Sound of the Blue Wave skill from Peach Blossom Island, my main set. I don't use the parry from it because all the parry does is increase your speed 5% and it can stack 10 times. However, that's not particularly useful in like PvE, and even in PvP it's not that great. I use Turn Weapon Around, which is from one of my Scholar sets, which recovers like 5% of your energy each, like has a chance to recover 5% of your energy over a certain period of time. So, sorry, basically it just recovers my energy really fast, and it's useful at all levels. It's not a flat rate, it's a percentage, so it's really good. So like I said, you can mix and match. You don't have to have the same weapons. Turn Weapon Around is for a twin weapon set, and so we'll just get our skills here. Yeah, Turn Weapon Around is for a twin sword, and Sound of the Blue Waves is a single sword set. Essentially, I just equip my oops, and we'll level up with that. Continue. Essentially, I go to my twin sword set, which has the twin sword set there, as you'll see in the next episode. I turn to that, put Turn Weapon Around on, switch to there to get my sword, which is Jade Flute sword set, and then switch to there, which has the Riding Eternal on it, just in case. And that's my Sound of the Blue Waves set. So essentially I go from one set, equip the twin swords, do the parry, switch to my sword, single sword, or flute rather, and then switch to my normal set. So let's just learn these. These are dagger sets, and we've got a dagger with this as well. Dagger of Yin Fan, +1 weapon damage. It's crap wood damage, but I mean it's a starter weapon, so you know, what can you do? But what I will do is, before we actually equip that for good, I'll stick that in here, put this on skill set 1. That's sort of how you do things. You put your weapons in here or your internal skills, and then we'll just equip it. And every time we switch to that, it'll equip that dagger. It's a wise idea when you get a new dagger or weapon to put it in your slot which you're using. And we'll replace all these as we need to, probably not quite yet. Possessed. Incapacitate the enemy and absorb his strength. Interesting. This is the Golden Stake Sting set. And Hidden Dragon. So we'll study those two. Use normal attacks continuously until Gu Ping Gang cannot withstand it. So we'll go to our set, our Golden Snake Sting. We'll equip Hidden Dragon instead of these attacks. Actually, probably just replace this normal attack here with these two. That's a parry, so we'll replace the Embrace the Moon parry with this parry. We'll just chuck these away because we don't need them on this set. These are all the basic shallow kung fu, which, if you're a vagrant, a proper vagrant, are very useful. It's actually quite useful. It can level up, and you get a secret skill just for vagrants with it as well. So it can be really good. Let's go Gu Ping Gang. I'm ready. Let's begin. So we've got to break his parry, and eventually, this is essentially how. Well, this is one of the ways to break a parry. Is you just force through it. So you just do attacks until you break through. It's called the defense break, and it can break their parry. However, that's not the easiest way to do it. As you'll see, there's a thing called a feint. We use White Cloud covers the top, which I shouldn't have gotten rid of. It's in our barehanded skill set, our shallow kung fu. White Cloud covers the top. I like putting my parry break in the 4 position, but it's really up to you. Now to up to Gu Ping Gang. I am ready, let's begin. As you saw before, this took a couple of attacks to break through. However, a feint, oops, will just break through their defense. Just straight up break through it. It doesn't matter. So, bam. Doesn't matter how much parry they've got. Oh, you restrained it. However, parries can be restrained. So you got to be careful when using a feint that it doesn't get restrained, because then the attack won't work at all. However, they can only restrain it with an overt attack, so it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors. Overt attacks, which are the red ones, restrain feints, but feints break through parries, and parries block overt attacks. So it's a rock, paper, scissors thing, but it works pretty well. So now we'll learn another 2 skills. So we're going to learn swing the tail, which if we go to our thing here, is another skill. And then we're going to learn flick one's tongue, which is dart attack. Does it? Yeah, it throws a dart, so we've got darts as well to throw. So that was darts. That was dagger. Oh, that's our break there. So we can place that there. Get rid of that. And now we've got flick one's tongue. This throws a dart. What's this possess do? A successful parry can convert enemies' force into your own power. Attaches yin damage to your attacks. That's very good. That's very good. Very, very, very good. So now we're going to go Guofei. When rage gets to a certain level, use the overt move steps backwards over 7 stars attack. So we're going to have to equip that now. Step backwards over 7 stars. I like to put the rage in number 6. You don't have to. But essentially, you've got a rage attack, which builds up when you parry attacks. Which builds up a lot faster when you parry attacks, as you'll notice up in the top left where the little arrow's pointing. Rage will slowly build up as I parry attacks. See, there it is, it's going. And you'll see the rage attack is sort of, it'll, whoops, you broke our parry. That's what happens. But it will build up until we have enough parry to do this attack. I mean, enough rage. And rage builds up from parry and attacking and taking damage, but builds up the most from parrying, so parrying will help you unlock your rage attacks, which a nice little cinematic thing like that. How you can turn on off the cinematic things just so it's not so annoying in combat, but it is very cool. I like to leave the names on, but I turn the cinematic itself off, so it's not quite getting in the way of combat. But it does look really cool. It looks very kung fu-like, as you can see. So we'll just keep parrying until we activate our next attack. There we go. Do it again. It does a lot of damage. Rages are huge attacks that do a lot of damage. Here we go, Novice Guide. Look, see, as you can see, a nice little trio of things. Now we'll go back, talk back to our Disciple Guide. Thank you. Now we will learn, report back after we learn our skill set. So we'll learn Backfire, which I will open up in here. Backfire, is that our rage skill? No, it's just a normal attack. And it uses Dagger. We've got Following Madness, which I think is just a utility skill. Looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it's just a utility skill. Increases movement speed by 30% for 15 seconds. And then on top of that, we've got Swallow the Whale, which is our rage skill, yeah. This one has an effect to it, so we'll replace that with Swallow the Whale. Activate Following Madness before this skill to greatly increase your critical strike chance. Ah, I see, so you do that, then that. Maybe there's other things for Following Madness. Yeah, Following Madness is activated. Impact Force will deal additional yin damage. That's about it, but this has an additional, so you click to check skill. This has a combo skill with Hidden Dragon. Hidden Dragon has no global cooldown, and the last cast skill is Following Madness. Now we don't have any combo skill slots yet, but once we do, we can stick this in here, and then we can immediately cast Following Madness with Hidden Dragon. I'll probably swap this here, because this looks like it's going to be part of the combo chains to get this attack skills working. So now we'll report back, going outside to Tangmen. And that is just the first skill set from this thing. So hopefully, we probably won't learn any other skill sets today. Normally you sort of have to level up and get a bit stronger before you can learn the other skill sets. I think you have to do a couple of things, and I'm not sure what level you have to get to. But, yeah, you gotta level up a bit. But we'll get a chance to use this skill set now, I think. So hopefully I'll be able to show you off. This will be my first time using it, so I'm not sure sort of the tricks to using it. I'm slowly getting better with Sound of the Blue Waves now. I've sort of been playing it a lot more after that video I showed you, and I've sort of started learning, now that I'm starting to do harder things, I'm sort of learning how to use it effectively in combat and not just kind of cast it and spam it. So we'll go back to Tangmen, who should be... Just click on him. Just click. And we'll go there. Yeah, they've got a new server coming up, Golden Panda. I don't know why, because they already merged like 3 servers together not that long ago. The 3 sort of more populated servers, well, the older servers, they merged them together, and then they're like, oh yeah, Silver Viper is not entirely dead, so we'll just create Golden Panda. I have finished my lessons. Okay, we've finished our lessons. Now obviously we've got thingy. We'll do this now that we've got some more money. We'll finish this off. Oops, we don't have enough silver, don't we? I thought we did. How much do we got? Oh no, we don't. We don't have enough. Whatever. Okay, we've got a new quest here. Learning is limitless. Okay. You may learn one untapped potential, so we've got to reach untapped potential. Right now, we are lacking understanding. First understanding will happen once we get to level 5 Civil Limitations Manual, I believe. So we'll just sort of complete this task. No problem. Attack of the Guild. Brother Referral. Okay, these are just quests telling you like to do stuff. Learn from Cultivation Expert Ling Qing. So we'll just go down here. It's a little bit laggy, I know. It's just my computer. I think there might be some kind of dummies you can practice on around somewhere, but I'm not sure where they are in Tangmen, if they are. Oh, that's actually a bit away. He's over there. What about this guy? Oh, he's close by. We'll go to this guy instead. But yeah, you basically just learn martial arts sets, try and figure them out, like the best of your abilities, what the combos are, and how to use them to the best advantage, how to throw your opponent off, how to read your opponent's moves, all that kind of stuff. Get a better weapon on the marketplace, which is all player made. You can get some good silver ones, especially if you save up these yellow points. You can get a decent silver weapon, which can certainly start you off. I just save up these for about until you get 200 and then buy a starter silver weapon. You can see this red lantern flashing up. This is a random encounter. This one is not particularly. It's just telling you that that's there. But if you see that, an NPC with that, or something similar to that, that is a random encounter. Click on them as soon as possible, because otherwise you'll miss out on cool stuff. I will go and seek him as a master. Go to the Schoolmaster's Guide area, which should be nearby. Oh, there he is. The School Marshal Brother. You can get a Marshal Brother to help you level up. That's literally another player. Brother Referrer, blah, blah, blah. Brother's Guide, here we go. Life-robbing killer we can challenge now. So we can kill someone. But essentially you can get another player. If we click on him now, I want to see my Marshal Brothers. Actually, what's this? Marshal Brother. Master Disciple Store? Huh. What are these? Huh. I've never seen those. That must be... They must have changed something. That's changed the way something worked. But you can... I want to become an Elder Marshal Brother, Younger Marshal Brother. How How can I take someone as my martial older brother? Got it. I think the easy way to do this is actually press J or click on school, which is here. Oh, there's nothing there. But press best J or go to my Jianghu school. You can sort of drag stuff over here. I've got it all set up over there. And you just go to... Not in part. It was here. There used to be martial brothers there. They must have changed that in the year I was away. I want to become an elder martial brother, younger martial brother. Criteria of becoming a younger brother. Okay, I got it. Okay, maybe I can't become a martial brother yet. So we can't become a martial brother yet. We're slightly too weak. Once we get a bit stronger, we'll be able to get a martial brother. And once you do, I think once you're about ready to get the second tier internal, you can take a martial brother, and then they can teach you the second tier internal by giving you a quest. Which I don't think they have to give you, but you sort of get a quest by having a martial brother. You can only have one younger martial brother at a time, and it can take a while to sort of get out from under that. You sort of got to max it up or something like that. It's a pretty long road. I did it myself to get my third inner, I believe, for scholars. Second or third, one of them, and I think it was third. Yeah, I think it was third, because I was starting to get it a little bit strong. Not very strong, but a little bit. I was starting to sort of get towards the mid, upper, lower level range sort of thing. Like the upper, lower levels, as it were. But yeah, it can be really handy if you can't, if you don't feel like you can get there, or you're trying to rush towards the second inner because you can't quite get the first inner stuff done or whatever. Otherwise, you can sort of get there on your own. You've got to have reputation. There's either reputation or a certain level to get to the second inner, but an elder martial brother can rocket you there faster. There's a couple of different ways. There's a couple of different things you can do to get the next inner, but sometimes having a martial brother can sort of skyrocket you there really quickly if you don't meet any other requirements, which can be really handy. But right now we're just taking a long walk to see this guy, to learn from cultivation expert Ling Qing, which I believe is going to teach us about cultivating in sacred places. Yep. Which are, if you look on the map, you'll see these places, the treasure places, that's sacred places. It shouldn't say treasure places. These are different areas that will speed up this cultivation here. Depending on the skill and its type, like 7 Limitations Manual is soft as yin, which, if I'm correct, water is a really good place for it. Water, snow, I can't remember exactly, but there is a sort of, it sort of tells you in the guide or somewhere, and then you can get a good sense for it. If you stay there for a little bit, it pops up. So water is a really good one. And there didn't used to be these marks on the map. These are fairly recent as well, which is really handy because now you know where you can go to get fast cultivation. It'll only sort of speed this up while you're there, and there's other ways to get it, like the pill I've got here that increases inner cultivation rate. Oh, we're in battle. Let's do some fighting. Oh, what's that? Following Madness, yeah, it does additional yin. Threw a dart, killed him. This has additional speed, so see how fast we are now, and then we can go. This is a approaching skill. Yeah, charge. It's a charge skill, which is really good. I think they probably drop crap. So normally these guys sort of drop nothing. What they drop is not worth picking up. These insignias, you can send them to NPCs to increase their good opinion of you, which unfortunately I think is mostly useless. So you don't need to worry about it too much. But you never know. You might be interested in trying to woo NPCs, but it's really just not worth it. Their opinion resets of your view resets too quickly. And there's just not enough benefits. They're like, at one point it was rumored that you could get random encounters from them, but it just doesn't seem to pan out that well. So I tried it a lot, like when I was an early character. So now we're going to learn about sacred places. So yes, cultivating your skills in a sacred place. Show me what to do. So what we do is cultivate this. Internal cultivation, as I said. And we just sort of, as you can see here now, it's got a blue circle. See, it says fast water. I think caves are best for soft as yin, but I'm not sure. But you can see as it is, it's getting fast, which means this time remaining is a lot quicker. So actually, let's just pop here. What do we got? Oh, just activity mail. We don't have to worry about that. I can open that later. I think I understand now. Now we get a bunch more stuff. Now we get cutscene. Cultivating martial arts is not an easy process. A sacred place such as this will greatly increase your cultivation speed. That's why grandmasters and ardent pupils come to meditate in these locations. Sacred places benefit skills corresponding to the mountain, forest, cave, water, or snow. This location here is one such sacred place. The path to mastery requires dedication and patience. Remember this. And like I said, these sacred places used to be a bit of a mystery, but now with these marks on the map, we can easily tell where they are, so it's a lot easier to sort of find one on your own. Or if we go to Chengdu, where a lot of people cultivate, do team practice, if the map will load. That's a bit close. Let's just zoom out and go over to the map. Right here is where most people do team practice nowadays because, of course, Chengdu, well, not of course, but Chengdu is where everyone hangs out. This is the place where everyone is. So this has become the place to do team practice because here is the teleport point where you just sort of come up and around here and use it. While you're doing team practice in one of these, if you've got more than 5 people, people can't PvP you out of it. So it's, and there's also bonus cultivation for doing it there. So this has become the most popular place because it's easy to get to all that stuff. So, what can you tell me about team practice? Now this is team practice. Let me demonstrate. Okay, you go up here, click this, go to team practice. You can pick any of these, just pick the 10 round, and we can start the 10 round. Now essentially you want 10 people in the 10 round because that gives you the maximum cultivation. But for now, we'll just start team training, and we'll just do it on our own. Now here you sort of do a little bit of a DDR style thing, you press the direction keys, and we'll just do sort of a couple of rounds, because otherwise it's just going to take too long. But essentially the next person in the line would go, and the next person, and so on. And this 10 round is designed for 10 people to each have 1 round. The most beneficial one is the 25 round, which, if you're a VIP, gets you 100% Fate per day. So it's sort of one, if no one misses, then you just get the whole lot done. As you can see, Fate is not going up, cultivation is not really going up that fast. That's why this isn't the greatest way to do it with just one person. But for demonstration purposes, it's fine. But generally, you want to run a 25 round. You know, you get your full 10 people. Everyone has 5 people have 3 goes, and then the other 5 people have 2 goes. So yeah, that's kind of team practice, and you want to kind of do that once a day. It can accumulate stuff if you miss a day, which is, you know, is fine. 20% cultivation converted from unfinished fatigue will be accumulated for further use. So it can sort of cultivate up to 80,000, 16,000 at most each day, etc, etc. So we'll just do one more round here, sort of show you that it gets more complicated as it goes on. So now I'm going to press down, well, down J same as before, but if you're like the 10th on the 25 round, you're going to sort of get really complex ones. So yeah, we'll just quit this, it's fine. We've got to complete it, so that was done on me. So we'll just do this again, shall we? I thought we just had to start one, but we'll do one again. So essentially you want to do team practice each day because getting the most out of your cultivation each day is really, really good. The only reason you don't want to do a team practice is if you don't have enough cultivation. And if you play enough, you sort of build it up more than you can spend it, especially if you get certain pills and stuff, you can easily gain more, and if you're doing stuff your experience will max out, etc, etc. And if you're a VIP, you'll gain 100% of that experience as cultivation rather than just 75%. But yeah, it's if you're not a VIP and you do a team practice 25 round, you'll only get about 75%. So you're gonna probably need to do a 10 round, 15 round after that, or just do another 25 round with some other people who need to do a 25 round. And just don't leave on people when you're done. Let them finish as well, because they're just gonna kill you. Because it's like, why did you leave? You're just an idiot. Oops. Let's do that. But yeah, team practice is a very necessary part. And thanks to, before you had to go to Wudang, and now we just have to go to Chengdu, which is really handy because it's literally like, I'm going to go to the most populated city where you sort of do everything, and then I just walk outside the town and do it. And that's all I need to do. It's really handy. Like, really handy now. I remember before having to go to Wudang every time. There was no one there. Like, if you went at the wrong time of day, there was no one there. Now, thanks to the server merge and the fact that it's a lot closer to where everyone is, you can sort of type in the scene chat here, like, go to scene and just say, oh, TP 25 rounds forest. And then you get people, because the people are in the city, rather than just sort of at a school where no one would be except for the TP. So it's really handy to be in Chengdu for that. So yeah, definitely start doing. I left team practice fairly late in sort of my career. I was getting. I wasn't strong or anything like that. I'm still not that strong, but I mean, I played for a fair while, like a month or two before I even considered team practices. Because I didn't know their value at first. I just wasn't like, oh, whatever. I couldn't be bothered. I can't find anyone. I'm never going to find anyone. But they are hugely valuable. They will speed up your skill leveling something fierce, like really fiercely. So they are incredibly important to do. But yeah, especially early on, you get skill level ups like 3 times a friggin' TP. It's really good. Nearly missed that one. I think you can fail a couple of times. You got until the timer bar is up, which isn't too bad. But yeah, it's really important to do your team practice, to do your single practice with bound coins, as I showed you. They are going to boost your cultivation speed a fair bit. That's sort of the best way to speed up your cultivation process, especially if you don't want to be VIP and just want to don't want to, even without flying cultivation, it's going to take you a lot longer to level up skills. So you are better off doing them every day if you can, because that will be the only way to sort of speed it up any faster than just taking your time playing online, etc, etc. If you're not a VIP, sometimes you might want to leave your computer on overnight, which is perfectly fine. Just make sure you're standing in a herbal hall for that case, because otherwise people will just come up and kill you. It's that kind of game. PvP is rampant everywhere. This doesn't have many safe zones. The only safe zones are the herbal halls. People will get arrested if their infamy goes too high, so if you attack too many people, your infamy will go up, and if someone kills you, then you'll be sent to jail. But you can run away if no one tries to kill you, then you'll be fine. If your discipline goes up too far up for your school, you can also get chucked in repentance or jail while you're at that, like, you know, for that school. But that depends on your school. A goody goody two shoes school like the scholars will chuck you in jail, or Shaolin or whatever. Have a Tangmen, you can kill people. You can kill people just fine. I think they don't care as long as you don't kill. There we go, we're done. I think if we look at their school rules, regulations, don't harm your school members, It's got no killing. Infamy less than or equal to 2,000, which is about 4 or 5 killings, give or take, and you get 20 discipline points. However, that's not too bad. Like 20 discipline points isn't too bad. You can always go and repent. So now we've done that, and we can go back to Grandmother Tang. So we'll probably go back here, finish this quest, and I think we'll be done for the day. Like, yeah, I quite like this skill set. It's got, like, the flick one's tongue. You can sort of see on the skill sets here, this has the yellow number is the base. Base of the skill, so we'll just click on Grandmother Tang. I don't know why, I wanted to avoid the bends, that's right. The red number, I believe, is Brawn. The purple number, I believe, is Breath. I think it's Breath. No, blue is Breath. I'm not sure what purple is. There is a list on Ichthu's Guide that I put in the first episode. There's a link to Ichthu's Guide. That might be Dex. It might be Dex, or it might be... that's green is Spirit, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what purple is. I'll look it up later for you. Yeah, there we go. There's blue there, I'm pretty sure is Breath. But there is a list on Ichthu's Guide as to what colour is what. That sort of gets you a better idea of what is what, and also what internals sort of focus on what, and what weapons and stuff each set's use, and how to get sets. All that really good stuff. It's a really in-depth guide, and I learned a lot from it. I learned you could get blood plum daggers from doing stuff, and you can get stuff easily. So I got Kyoki-1 up to like level 36 quite easily from it. There is this other thing here. You want to do Exploring Jungi once you're strong enough to be able to get manuals. As you can see, you can get 0 out of 1. You get 1 manual, it increases the damage. And then it'll be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, etc., etc. The damage increase isn't quite so exponential, but the increase to do that stuff is. So, like, the manual increase is. But this is important because just don't neglect it like I did in my early days, because this really increases your damage by a good amount. So don't ignore it. Do Exploring Jungi whenever you can. Do the bounties whenever you can. Whenever you feel strong enough, that is. And then you'll be well on your way to getting strong, and you won't be a weakling like I am. You won't miss out on things like I did, because I didn't know they were there. Until, well, sorry about that. Until, you know, until I started doing it and realised, oh, you can get these from there, and these can make you stronger. So yeah, definitely look up, whoops, we got stuck. As you can see, we got double jump. You start with double jump. It was in that starting pack. It's easy enough to get the dash forward one, dash in the air one. Wild Goose is one of the most ones. It's sort of the ground dash. It is fairly important for PvP. And we're going to level up 7 limitations soon enough. But we'll finish this. Complete the task you gave me. I will, thank you. And this has got our story. Now we're going to start our story, which I think we'll leave for next time. So I'll leave the storyline stuff for next time. Just keep in mind that you won't unlock your... this is your school story. You've also got your personal story, which, if I look at our log, close that there. Our storyline is we haven't unlocked that, or we haven't started it yet, but we will start it soon enough. Essentially, once we finish this, we'll get a task to go back to our hometown, which is Chengdu, do the story there, and then it takes a while for the second chapter to unlock, but once you do, it is really good. Like, the first chapter is pretty cool, and then you're like, oh, I want more of that, and then you don't get more of it for a long time, and then you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, but once you get to it, you'll be like, oh, this is really good. Why isn't there a lot of this in the game? And I don't know. I wish there was. I wish these storylines were, like, everywhere, and you could go. Each sort of area had its own storyline to do, or rather, your personal storyline sort of unlocked more readily. Like, you get the first bit after you finish this bit, is when you're say, where we like first understanding, or whatever the next one is after that. That's like the first time, and then the next one will be at like spiritually balanced or something, and then the next one is at like matchless in kung fu, and then like the next one is at shock the world. They really should spread it out more. That is my only problem with storylines. Otherwise, they are really good. So we'll start doing this storyline next. As you can see, you can play Tangmen, which is sort of this ranged, sort of speedy, sort of somewhat evil, spidery sect. Or you can play one of the other sects. Do look them up, do sort of research them a bit, look at their skill sets, see what you like, but ultimately pick one you like. Don't just pick the one you think is the best, because you could do that, but the actual best sets are money sets like Ancient Tai Chi Fist and Nine Palaces Sword and stuff like that you can't really get without spending a lot of money, especially in the case of Nine Palaces Sword. It's not available right now. Hasn't been available for a long time, actually, to buy, so the people who have it bought it well over, what, 2 years ago now. Ancient Tai Chi Fist is gettable now, but it's also really expensive. Like, you're talking about several dings per page, which is ridiculous. But for the most part, school sets are fairly even, give or take, depending on what you want to do. I think if you want to tank, go for MA. They've got the gold Jade Buddha Palm. Not Jade Buddha Palm, Golden Buddha Palm, which is a really good tanking set. I think Beggar's Sect has a decent tanking set as well. Wanderer's Valley has a good PvE set. Scholars has got Leisure Kick, which is a good PvP set. Or faction set, if you want to do that. They're about the only few I know. I don't know too much about the other schools. I only know really about MA, Scholars, and I know Peach Blossom Island. That's about it. Because I've been in Peach Blossom Island for more than a year now. Not playing, but I've been there. I mean, I only recently got back and I was still being in Peach Blossom Island. So Scholars and Peach Blossom are the ones I know the most about. I know a little bit about MA because, you know, you do dungeons after a while, you know what sets people are using. And I know that Golden Buddha Palm is one of the most important tanking sets, and you will pretty much always need that for tanking. But healing is not a thing that's a thing in this game. To be a healer, you've got to be a musician, which is completely separate from your skill sets. However, there are some good healing sets. I think Perish Blade from Wanderer's Valley has good healing on it for yourself, and so on and so forth. So pick one you like the look of, pick the one you sort of like the idea of. If you like the idea of sneaky attacks with long-range weapons, then go for Tangmen. If you like sort of slashing up people and being sort of a necromantic prick, there's no actual necromancy really, then go Wanderer's Valley. If you want to be a beggar, go Beggar's Sect. If you want to be, you know, the straight-laced Royal Guard type who's kind of also ruthless, and go Royal Guards. You know, just pick one you think is, ooh, I like that, that's really cool. But be warned with the factions, the 6 factions, they take a little bit to go into. So if you want to go into a faction first, pick Vagrants, because then you can do the Vagrant storyline, sort of level up a bit, and then access the factions when you're high enough level, which is the easiest way to do it, basically. Because Vagrants, sort of, you can just betray them quite easily. With the schools, you've got to be a certain strength, etc., etc., and lose all your skills. But if you're a Vagrant and you betray, you get to keep stuff, I think. Or you don't actually technically stop being a Vagrant if you join one of the factions. You're still a Vagrant, but you'll have that skill set as well, sort of thing. So the idea is, if you wanted to go a faction, go Vagrant first, do the Vagrant storyline, then join the factions once you're strong enough for that faction to take you in. If you want to join one of the schools, join them straight away. No problem there, pick the one you like. Really pick the one you like. Do not pick one that seems the strongest, because, yeah, like I said, ultimately the strongest skills are not the school skills. School skills can be really cool. The 5th inners, the 4th school sets are really cool, and some of them can be pretty strong, but ultimately just pick the school you like the sound of. So yeah, I think we've spent a fair bit of time just chatting here. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll put up me demonstrating a few of the sets that I have and know pretty well up after this one, a couple of days later, maybe the next day. We'll see how it goes. Depends on how long it takes me to edit, etc. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and Vex out.